Hey guys, Foolish Aperture Science Team Deathmatch here, and in ye olden days, I used to play a little game called Splitgate. The first Splitgate. And honestly, it was pretty good, but like most games that released in the general lockdown era kind of got pushed to the side after not that long of a period of time. In fact, I remember seeing on ye old internet of 2020 or something, like a year or something after the game came out, people were already saying that, the game is dead because it's just not as popular as it used to be when it first dropped. I don't know how well you guys remember that, period of time, but I remember it very well. I was trying to make content for the first time as a streamer. I had a coworker living with me. I got some cats, blah, blah, blah. Funny YouTube guy now. What I'm getting at is I used to stream the first Splitgate game a lot with my friends, but then I stopped streaming, and then the internet said that the game died if you consider having 1,000 dedicated players at any given moment, or even 200 plus players at any given moment. If you consider that dead, then yeah, I'm sure many games are dead. In fact, if you think that a game dying is based on it just having less players at any given moment than its peak, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but every game is dead by that logic. Anyway, so now we have the beta for Splitgate 2, and oh my god, has it been a nightmare. I was writing this video, and it was going to be just me being very happy for and singing the praises of this game, and then for whatever reason, the universe decided that that's not what this video is going to be about, and instead it's going to be about me discussing the launch problems with the Splitgate beta. And yeah, it's an open beta for an early access game. Sometimes things just aren't gonna work. But you know what should probably work? The battle pass that I spent money on. Progression in general should just work. The servers having problems to the point where you have to shut them all down? Guys, this happened with the first game. What happened? You had this experience where the servers couldn't handle it, or there was some other issue with the players. Then you had to shut the servers down and get it fixed. You've already had an issue like this. How did you not foresee it happening in a similar way again? So let's just go day by day. How was the game? Well, on day one, it was a lot of fun. What you have been watching and are watching right now is my first real actual game. A lot of fun. I was deathly ill. I was moving like crazy. The Arrows class goes crazy. The game is fun. Day one, great day to be a Splitgate player, and I was having a lot of fun, and I was so excited to hop on Splitgate the next day after I was rested and recovered from my illness because I've been sick. So the next day came around, and wouldn't you know, something awful was happening. Bro, what do you mean the servers are offline, bro? Let me in, please. Please, bro. Please let me play the game. I'm begging you. So we're on day 2 of the beta, and the game is unplayable functionally. Yeah, I'd really like to know why they decided to go through all this connecting login error. This is very strange to me. They have it on their Twitter right now that they are going to reopen the servers and have them up for a few hours. I'm sure during all this, there's going to be more issues. I know the game is new, You know, indeed. That's right. Splitgate was just fully not working for the second day of its beta. And that was really upsetting because I was sick and at home all day, and I had a lot of work to do that I didn't have to do because I was sick and I would have rather played Splitgate. But I couldn't do it because it was closed. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, they shouldn't have turned off the servers. They should have just pushed through and it would have been fine. Because, important things in the game were just not working, They were doing bug fixes and stability improvements. They wanted the game to be as stable as possible. There was a lot of bugs. A lot of people bought stuff and didn't receive it. A lot of drops on twitch.tv just weren't working. So on the 22nd of last month being May, at the very end of the day, Splitgate went down. For all of the 23rd, day 2 of the beta, it stayed down. And then on the 24th at around 11 a.m. Central Time, compare that to whatever time zone you live in, I guess, then it kind of, They're up and running. They're at limited capacity. They made their improvements. They said the items worked. I think at that point progression was still off, as well as like challenges. On the 26th, 4 days after the game dropped, and like honestly it dropped for like a day and a half total, but on the 26th they kind of put everything back in the game. They're like, hey, we're back up and running, welcome to the beta for real. On the 27th they fixed Twitch drops. Apparently crossplay was fixed as well. Other stuff, other updates. They've been pushing out hot fixes and, you know, a bunch of stuff ever since, like, really the 24th, which is admirable. Thank you for taking the time to fix your game. But it was really touch and go there for a while. I mean, it was, like, really, like, come on now, dude. Like, this is really scary. And I'm sure over at 1047, they were freaking out, too. They were like, hey, guys, our game that we spent a long time developing, that, like, we stopped developing our other game for, the game that we've like done a lot of work on, it's not working. The beta dropped, it's not working. People aren't getting the stuff they paid for and they're mad. I'd be puckering my beehole too, quite honestly. But as of today, I'm not going to say what day it is because then y'all will know how long it took me to make these videos. As of today, the game is up and running and it's still fun. Like, it's a really good game. It's just like, you know, I'm worried. I'm worried that something's going to happen and I'm going to be mid-game and they're going to shut the game down again. Or I'm going to buy something and I just won't get it. And I can't help but feel like maybe I have some fellow gamers who might feel the same as me. And that maybe this, you know, continual shutdown that 1047 has had, this issue where Splitgate 1 had to shut down for a little bit for the server issues, for stability, and just like increasing the amount of players who could be on a server. And now Splitgate 2 having adjacent issues, like, it doesn't bode well for me in my mind about this game's longevity, which is very tragic. This game is so fun. Please play it. I can only say it so many times. This is a good game that is just kind of having the hiccups of, you know, well, I was gonna say it's having the hiccups that a new studio has, you know, where it's like we don't really know what we're doing, but 1047, you know what you're doing. You've been doing it for a while. You guys made a great game a while ago, learned a lot of lessons. It just worries me a little bit that it feels like those lessons haven't really been passed on. Why does it feel like you spent more time focusing on the really cool fast pew-pews and character abilities than you did on stability? You should have dropped a more stable build for a beta. I'm sorry. I really hope I'm not coming off as unfair. I'm trying really hard to not be unfair. It's just that, like, I was around in the Splitgate community when 1047 dropped the first game, when it got popular, when they got that like big money infusion from whatever major company whose name I'm forgetting right now, but we'll probably put a picture up if I remember. I was there for it. I experienced it. I was there for the long login queues, and I will say, you know, I'm kind of getting the same vibes from this one. I'm getting the same bad vibes, but I'm also getting way better good vibes. I would say that I am cautiously optimistic about the future of Splitgate 2 and Splitgate as a, you know, like title as a whole. Quite honestly, it's a very good title, and I feel like, you know, maybe even like a story game might be pretty neat. They introduce different teams with different colors that represent different plants or whatever. Give me lore. I want more from 1047. Not in like a, oh, I want more, give me more game. I mean, like, I want to see what they do next. I want to see, you know, what they're capable of making and creating. Like, this studio excites me. But as excited as I am, I do need to be like, hey, bud, hey, guys, let's not have these awful issues again, please. I'm so scared. I want this game to be successful. It's so good. Please play it again. In any case, download Splitgate 2. Be safe. Have fun. I'll talk to you later.